So, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to watch a clip from the NFC East Roundtable powered by BetUS. And get this, they are matching 150% of your first deposit all the way up to $2,000 as long as you go to their website and type in code YouTube150 while signing up. And they are also matching 125% of your second and your third deposits all the way up to $2,000. And as you can see, we have all of the lines and spreads for week 5 plus a beautiful prop builder. So certainly take advantage of that. Now, without further ado, enjoy this clip.
All right. And things are starting to heat up within the division. And I think the game that I do want to start off with right now is our good friends, the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to be facing off against a very talented defense. I'd say super anemic offense, the Pittsburgh Steelers. J-Tuck, take it away with your preview and prediction.
Yeah, this is an old school rivalry for some of you old Cowboys fans out there going to Pittsburgh. It was going to be a fun game. I'm supposed to be in attendance, but one of my best friends said, actually, I'm going to get married this weekend. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a tough matchup. You know, I think the most important piece is how are the Cowboys going to recover with all the injuries? We already talked about Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, but also now you have Brandon Cooks. So now you're going to have CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of improvements in Jalen Tolbert. You're going to have Jalen Brooks and Ryan Flournoy. Y'all probably never heard of none of those people who I just listed out there trying to help, Dak Prescott. So it's going to be key for the Cowboys offensively to get the ground game involved. And I'm not sure whoever our running back one is. Sometimes it's Rico. It might be Zeke. It might be Deuce. Hell, it might be me. Whoever it is needs to go out there and establish the run, because if not, you're passing 40 plus times with a bunch of improvements, and then you have TJ Watt versus a rookie left tackle, which can lead to disasters. I think
barbecue chicken.
Yeah, it smells very barbecue-ish. Then on the defensive side of the ball, now you don't have DeMarcus Lawrence, you don't have Micah Parsons, the main two pieces that you have to worry about in our front seven. So where's the pressure going to come from? We really don't have those guys. Dan Quinn took them all to Washington. So our second layer is going to be some unproven guys. We have Marshawn Nealon, who's a rookie. We just got KJ Henry, off the practice squad in Cincy, who was drafted by Washington. And you have some unknowns in Carl Lawson. So when it comes to our defensive front, it's very mad. And I know that the Steelers are going to come out there and try to run the ball, but then when they're not running the ball, how are we going to get pressure? So it's going to be important for our secondary to be able to cover. Coach Zimmer got to earn your check, scheme up some stuff, maybe send some blitzes to confuse Justin Fields. But with the ground game combined with Justin Fields, Najee Harris, and the defense of the Steelers is going to be a tough matchup. But once again, if there's anyone to bet on, I'm betting on my quarterback number 4 and Dak Prescott to get the victory. Where there's a will is a way. And I think that him and CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson's going to carry us out there with the victory. But it's going to be an ugly, dirty, another scrappy game where we're going to have blood in our mouth, scratches all over our face. But we've got to get out of there with Sunday with another win. So I got the Cowboys win this game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So what you got on that, Kid Blue?
Man, this one's kind of a toss-up for me. J-Tuck mentioned in detail all the injuries that they have right now, and that could definitely play a big part. You look at the Steelers; they suffered their first loss against the Colts without Anthony Richardson. Joe Flacco came in there and just started putting on a show. And this is a Steelers team that always finds a way to win games. So I don't know if they take advantage of that in this game. I think Justin Fields is playing okay football. I'm not the biggest fan of Fields. If you look at their past couple of games, I mean, they're really not putting up big numbers at all. They're squeaking their way through these wins because the coaching staff, Mike Tomlin, just finds way to win games. So I think J-Tuck is absolutely right. This is going to be a scrappy one. This is going to be a tough one. A lot of bloody noses, and I'm going to lean Cowboys just because, like J-Tuck said, Dak and just having the more experienced quarterback there and knowing what to do in certain in games like this. I don't think Justin Fields has it in him right now to beat the Cowboys. And the Steelers right now are a good team, but like I said, they only find ways to win. They're not actually a good team. They just find ways to win. I mean, there's a thin line between that, but still, I'm going to take the Cowboys here in a very, very close one. I expect there for both defenses to play a huge part in this game.
And so what you got on that, Rio?
There's nothing more I would like to see than Dallas to get caught in a defensive trap on Sunday night, because
I would love it.
this is one of the best coach teams in the league, especially on the defensive side. This is what Mike Tomlin do. He coaches and wins ugly football games. They win ugly. That is the Steel City grit. That's what they do in Pittsburgh. Blue collar, lunch pail, get some elbow grease in type of football. And Dallas is not meant to win those type of games. They're not meant to win those type of games in the trenches. They should have lost an ugly game like that last week to the New York Giants. So what they need to do is get up on Pittsburgh early. They need to force Pittsburgh to need to play them in a shutout. It's hard to say that when you got J.J. Watt on the other side of the field and a very good Pittsburgh defense, but if they get up on Pittsburgh, Justin Fields not going toe-to-toe with Rain Dakota Prescott. In primetime in Pittsburgh, it's going to be rowdy in there. And this is when superstar players take control of games. If Pittsburgh wants to have a chance in this one, TJ Watt needs to go crazy. They need to send the house after that. Just sell on the run. Dallas ain't got no running backs. You could put all their running backs together and they don't make one complete running back in this league right now. I got 3 running backs and a quarterback that are better than their top running back on their roster right now. You saw Jeremy McNichols on Sunday versus the Cardinals. RB3.
Boise State, baby. I love me some Jeremy McNichols, man.
No Austin Eckler, no problem. The backup comes in 9 yards a pop. 2 touchdowns, 70 yards.
All right, we get it. We got it.
I love Jeremy McNichols, man.
I think Dak Prescott, this game's in Pittsburgh. I want to pick Pittsburgh to win this game so bad, but Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, they get that connection going. They get on top, maybe 7 to 10 points. It may be too much for Justin Fields unless he takes some gargantuan leap at quarterback this week. He's kind of similar to that guy that plays in Philadelphia, but I'm going Dallas. Oh, I hate it. I'm going Dallas 24-17 in Pittsburgh with the dub, but I would love to see them lose because boy.
Oh, man. Well,
I can't do it, though. It feels dirty picking Justin Fields in primetime to outdo Dak. It don't feel right.
Yeah.
Well, folks, moving on. And so our good friend Kid Blue is anxiously awaiting his matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. After losing their first game last week, what do you got on this one, Kid Blue? Talk to us.
Oh, man. How can I muster up this one? How can I hype this one up? Listen, hearing the news that Malik Neighbors is out in this, is probably going to be out in this game. He's still going through concussion protocol. That is basically just saying all 11 players will not be available in this game on offense. Like that's what it feels like, because Malik Neighbors has literally been our entire offense. He's the most targeted receiver of all time right now in his first 4 weeks or something like that. I mean, he's been targeted a huge amount of times. He's our entire offense, and not having him there is definitely a huge blow. I really have a hard time seeing the Giants winning this game. Seattle suffered a bad loss from Detroit, and I looked at somebody put a tweet. I can't find it right now, but somebody put a tweet about Seattle, how they're not the team you think they are. They're a fake 3-1 team. So, and it kind of made sense, but at the same time, it really doesn't matter to me. The Giants, until they figure out their defensive situation on this bend but don't break, Shane Bowen defense, Vic Fangio style, I hate defenses like that. Keep everything in front of you and worry about getting, forcing pressure when they're close to the end zone. I hate that type of defense, and it hasn't been working. The defense gets tired, and late in games, these teams just start putting up points, no matter how close the game is. Even if this is a close game, I don't have much faith going into this game. So I've got Seattle winning it, man. I got Seattle winning it. I haven't even looked at their injury report, nothing like that. I mean, it doesn't even matter to me at this point, okay? No Malik Neighbors, no team, no Giants. The Giants are not available in this game, okay? So we'll see what happens. I'm just hoping Dexter Lawrence has a great game. So that's pretty much it.
So what you got on this, J Tuck?
It's funny. I was just texting my kids that they need to go take the dog for a walk, but I should have texted the Seattle Seahawks because they are about to dog walk the New York Giants. Like it's going to be bad. No neighbors, no chance, right? It's just it is what it is. So what everyone in the chat needs to do is go to BetUS, use the code YouTube 150, 150%, and you slam every dollar on.
Put your mortgage on the Seahawks. Do it.
You might be the cash out, man. I just don't see there's a way that the Giants can win this game without Malik Neighbors. Like it would just be a huge it'd be one of the biggest upsets probably of the season. I just don't see it happening. So I think that the Seattle Seahawks defense is going to be too much. I feel like what they're going to be able to do on the ground game with Kenneth Walker, they're going to completely overpower and dominate the Giants. But I think they'll be competitive for a little bit, but ultimately Seattle Seahawks will win this game and go out with the victory. And it's in Seattle too, right? It's in Seattle.
Yeah.
Man. Oh yeah. Slam here. Hold on, man. Slam this, get your money, get your free money, and enjoy your Sunday, man. Sorry, Kid Blue. But hey, it puts you one step closer to Shadur Sanders, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, Shadur ain't coming here, bro. Dion already said it on whatever the nightcap show with Shannon Sharp. He's like, there are teams that are famous for losing and haven't done anything in years, and we ain't going there. And I was like, he's talking about the Giants for sure.
Yeah.
He's talking about the Giants, but he ain't coming here. He's
going
to pull an Eli on the Giants. How about that?
Oh, man.
So just wait 2 years for Arch Manning, Kid Blue. That's
I'll take Cam Ward right now. Give me Cam Ward right now. I'll take him.
Oh, man. It's all right, Rio. Thoughts on Giants Seahawks?
This game is in Seattle. Neighbors isn't playing. Like, do they gotta play? Do they gotta play this Sunday? No, but
skip it.
There's been weirder things that happened this season, like Bo Nix throwing for 60 yards and beating Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets on Sunday.
That is weird. But it was raining.
This season is one of the strangest seasons 1 month in that I've seen, but you're not gonna see the New York Giants make it any stranger because with Neighbors out, Daniel Jones has to catapult that offense and put the team on his back in the loudest stadium in the league. My RB2 in fantasy is probably going to run for 150 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker Jr. is going to kill the New York Giants on Sunday. Yeah. My boy, Brian Robinson Jr., he's a dog, but he's slow as molasses and ran for $120 on the New York Giants. Kenneth Walker is going to march up and down the field on those guys. DK Metcalf and them may not even have to contribute. I don't see any way, but it's weird, man. The season's weird. It's going to end up looking closer than it should be. Give me 27-17 Seattle. I don't see any way the Giants win this game.
17 points without Malik Neighbors. I'll take it.
You'll take it.
Fluky shit happens. You know, y'all might get
defensive touchdown.
Brian Burns. Yeah. Gino puts the ball in harm's way.
Jalen Hyatt sighting, man. Jalen Hyatt, you know.
Oh my God.
Does he play football? Does he still play?
Listen, as far as right now, I don't know if he's working for McDonald's right now. I don't know where he's at.
All right, man. Last game, and this is of course the red hot Washington Commanders going up against the struggling Cleveland Browns. Rio, thoughts, man?
See, everybody's saying that this is a trap game for Washington. And while I'm on my high horse sitting at the top of the division, the burgundy tinted lenses are hitting different right now. I don't think we're good enough to say words like trap game yet. I don't think we've earned the right to say trap game yet. I look at the Cleveland Browns roster. They're better than us. They have a better roster. They have an elite defense with a top 3 defensive player. And as a whole, their ecosystem, there's more chemistry. Jim Schwartz coaching their defense. Kevin Stefanski on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not looking at a 1-3 schedule. I'm not looking at the fact that Kid Blue's Giants beat them. I'm not looking at the fact that Jay Tuck and them drummed them week 1. I'm looking at them like, we got to go out and handle business. See, the home crowd hasn't seen what the polished version of this offense. They saw the infant stages versus Kid Blue's team where we walked up and down the field all day, but we weren't able to punch it in the end zone. But the last 2 weeks, we've been road dogs. We went up to Cincy, we did our thing, went up to Arizona the next day, stayed the whole week in Arizona, and then drummed them on Sunday. But Our home crowd hasn't seen it yet. We're moving different around town right now. They released the Jaden Daniels black jerseys today. We got people lined up at the stadium to pick them up. We're having a concert at this field again for the second time. We got Andre Day coming to perform at halftime. We're feeling different. We're moving different. And I'm picking Washington to win this game. Washington has not started 4-1 in a season in 16 years. 2008, Jim Zorn, Washington Redskins at the time, was the last time we got the 4-1. And I'm looking around the division. Washington has to make this next stretch count. After playing 2 away games straight in weeks 3 and 4, Washington does not have to get on a plane until November when we play the New York Giants. So we have a home game versus the Cleveland Browns this week. We play the Baltimore Ravens the following week, and then we come back home to play the Panthers and the Chicago Bears. We don't have to leave the DMV for 1 month. We are here. We're locked in. We need to beat this football team on Sunday. I think it's a competent enough team, but Deshaun Watson's playing some of the worst quarterback in the NFL right now. He is nothing like his former self, and we owe him for ending our season back in 2022 when Ron Rivera had no idea we could be mathematically eliminated. They're not getting Nick Chubb back this week. It's Deshaun and Amari Cooper versus the world. We got to find a way to stop the run with Jerome Ford, but I don't think good defense at all that they're going to be able to completely stymie our high-powered offense. Give me 30-20 Washington Commanders, 4-1. Once again, with sole possession in first place, seeing that Philly has no game this week. And if don't let Dallas lose and we have 2 wins up on everybody in the division, we're going to be hype as hell going into this Baltimore game next week.
Oh, man. And so avenge the Bills while you're at it. Kid Blue, thoughts on the Commanders and the Browns, man? How you doing?
My God, just you look at the trends of these two teams, Washington and the Cleveland Browns. It reminds me of that Shannon Sharp meme where he has all the food on the table. He's like, I got fried catfish, I got yams, collard greens, mac and cheese. I mean, right now the Commanders are like foaming at the mouth looking at the Cleveland Browns. This is just like another chance to up their win total and move to 4-1. And the Cleveland Browns are just not a good football team. They're worse than the Giants right now. I can confidently say that they are infinitely worse than the Giants right now. Their defense is good, but when you have a really good defense, they're really not that good if your offense can't do anything when they have the ball. So the defenses get tired. They start letting up points here and there, and the offense can't recover. So Deshaun Watson, when is the time that we're going to see Jameis Winston play? I mean, well, what's keeping Jameis Winston from being off the field? I don't understand. Right. Something like that. I don't know. They just don't want to pay the man or something because, Deshaun Watson getting all that money for sure, but Jesus Lord, I mean, he's terrible. He is so bad. And it's a shame because you got some a really good, I would say decent roster on paper for the Browns, and they can't put it together at all. They have a decent wide receiving core. They have a decent offensive line, and they're not playing well because of Deshaun Watson. So, and you look at the Commanders, man, they're on it right now. They're on fire. Like I said, they're foaming at the mouth looking at this matchup with the Cleveland Browns. Well, where's this at? This is at Cleveland or
Oh, that is at Northwest Stadium, baby. We're having another concert at halftime. We're ready to go.
Yeah, so the dogs are coming to Northwest Stadium, and it ain't gonna be good. They're gonna be hollering and crying leaving the stadium like little chihuahuas. So this is gonna be easy win for the Commanders. There's not much to say. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna do some magic versus that Cleveland. Listen, if Daniel Jones was like 17 of 19 for 85 yards at halftime versus the Cleveland Browns defense, I can only imagine what Jaden Daniels is going to do against that defense at halftime. So, I'm gonna take the Commanders to win in a lock for sure.
And the Commanders to win in a lock. And last but not least, Jay Tuck. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm with everyone, right? And Commanders to win this game, go ahead and lock that. If you want to parlay it, combine that with the Seahawks, and there you go. I just feel like, overall, when we look at the talent from the Cleveland Browns, it's still there. But there's nothing more demoralizing, and trust me, as a Florida State fan, I know when you don't have a competent quarterback, and Kid Blue, you probably can relate to this too as well. It just takes the energy out of your team, because I just feel like when it comes to their defense, they still have Ward, they still have Myles Garrett, like they have a really good defense, but they know that their quarterback is just a mistake, an accident waiting to happen. With 19 sacks allowed, didn't the Giants get like 8 sacks or something like
The
that?
Giants got 8 sacks on his ass, and we don't even rush the quarterback that
Exactly.
well.
So imagine what Dan Quinn is going to do when all he focuses on is getting pressure. Trust me, Armstrong, like those guys, Fowler, they're going to go after Deshaun Watson. And I just don't feel like he's capable. I know they have Amari Cooper and Judy, but hell, Amari Cooper is halfway in, halfway out on the trade.
League and drops that wide
trade block right now. So I know Amari Cooper, when he's frustrated, he'll shut down. I just don't see that the Commanders would lose this game. I feel like Jaden Daniels going to be able to put up points with their offense. It's going to put Deshaun Watson, the Browns, in the passing situations. Dan Quinn's defense will go out there and feast, and it's just to be an easy victory. So, yeah. But like I said, they have the talent in Cleveland.
They do.
The quarterback, I would personally, I would make a play for Jameis, even though it's not gonna be much better. But you got to give them hope. You got to give the Browns hope. But like Rio said, with that contract, they're gonna force Deshaun out there. They want to force Deshaun Watson out there. Well, they're gonna do that. Well, we're gonna fade Cleveland week after week after week and get this money.
It's time to bench Diddy Deshaun, man.
yeah. Take that.
NFL Diddy, yeah.
NFL Diddy.
NFL Diddy.
Oh my God. Well, folks,
His NFL talent was left on the massage table. That's what
right.
Oh man, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the NFC East Roundtable. Fun fact, I have an Eagles representative for next week, folks.
Oh, boom.
Full time,
Just
baby.
like that.
I sent out 10 DMs, and I feel bad for everyone that agrees to it.
Sorry,
I'm running business here.
They don't got a loss this week they got to hide from, so they may show up.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode, folks, powered by BetUS. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a live episode.